Ernest Hemingway was a careful, if not an obsessive reviser. Every word mattered, and he was particularly concerned with accuracy, with capturing the emotional and physical truth of the story he was writing. It's interesting to notice that he frequently repeats simple nouns in the same passage and even in the same sentence. This seems contrary to the advice writers often hear, which is not to repeat words close together or even on the same page. When you repeat words, they tend to stick in a reader's mind, right? And if the repetition is unintentional, it draws attention to words that you overuse and don't necessarily want the reader to be focusing on. But it's different if it's intentional, as in this passage from Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms. The forest of oak trees on the mountain beyond the town was gone. The forest had been green in the summer when we had come into town, but now there were stumps and the broken trunks and the ground torn up. And one day at the end of the fall, when I was out where the oak forest had been, I saw a cloud coming over the mountain. It came very fast, and the sun went a dull yellow, and then everything was gray, and the sky was covered, and the cloud came on down the mountain, and suddenly we were in it, and it was snow. The snow slanted across the wind. The bare ground was covered. The stumps of the trees projected. There was snow on the guns, and there were paths in the snow going back to the latrines behind the trenches. Let's consider this passage more carefully. Which are the repeated nouns? Forest, cloud, and snow are repeated 3, 2, and 4 times, respectively. If you were to read it and then quickly close your eyes and visualize the scene, the chances are that these would be among the images you see: forest, cloud, snow. This combination of nouns evokes a certain melancholy winter mood, right? And because the repetitions evolve as the passage goes on, they create a sense of slow movement through the scene. The forest, then the cloudiness, then the snow. It's as if we were right there in this vivid, melancholy, changing winter landscape, right? Let's try one more. The room was long with windows on the right-hand side and a door at the far end that went into the dressing room. The row of beds that mine was in faced the windows, and another row under the windows faced the wall. If you lay on your left side, you could see the dressing room door. There was another door at the far end that people sometimes came in by. If anyone were going to die, they put a screen around the bed so you could not see them die. But only the shoes and puttees of the doctors and men nurses showed under the bottom of the screen. And sometimes, at the end, there would be whispering. Then the priest would come out behind the screen, and afterward, the men nurses would go back behind the screen to come out again, carrying the one who was dead with a blanket over him, down the corridor, between the beds, and someone folded the screen and took it away. What are the main repeating nouns here? Room, row, door, windows, screen. The shift from the repetition of room, row, windows, door, and then screen, screen, screen gives the reader the experience of turning within the interior of the room to eventually settle on the screen. And this paragraph creates a strong impression of foreboding, especially if you consider that the subject of the paragraph is death, which, as the narrator points out, occurs behind the screen. I think this is part of what Hemingway was talking about when he wrote, "All good books are alike, and that they are truer than if they had really happened, and after you're finished reading one, you will feel all that happened to you, and afterwards it belongs to you, the good and the bad, the ecstasy, the remorse and sorrow, the people and the places, and how the weather was." That's an incredibly ambitious goal for a fiction writer, to create a story that feels truer than if it had really happened. But in the best of Hemingway's fiction, that incredible vitality is there on the page for us all to experience. And this is the great author's enduring gift to humanity. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to check out the rest of my short video series, The Fiction Chronicles, available for free on my YouTube page. And if you enjoy the videos, please like them. And if you want to become a subscriber, that would be great. And thanks for your interest, and I hope you have a great day.